Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this, and I hope you watched my last video. If not, go and watch that one, unless I've uploaded this one first by accident again, like I always seem to do. But this video is inspired by my recent purchase, which of course is Borderlands The Handsome Jack Collection. The Handsome Collection, it's not the Handsome Jack one. I wasn't going to pick it up, because I thought it was a waste of money, which it is a waste of money, but I looked at, like, Tanner was over last night and he was going on about how fucking amazing it was, and I did enjoy Borderlands 2, and he wouldn't shut up about it. And then I'm like, no, I'm not going to pick it up because there are games coming out soon. And then he's like, oh, okay. And then we looked at the Wikipedia list of games coming up, and there's literally nothing until The Witcher in next month, I believe, and then Batman. So I'm like, touche. And it's like pissing down rain for the whole fucking month now. Good work, Australia. And I'm stuck inside with nothing to do. So I thought, fuck it, I will buy Borderlands. But having a blast, by the way. I've got 151. I just put the game in. I've got 151 gold keys. I don't know if it's a glitch or I'm finally being rewarded for being the awesome person that I am, but I have 151. So that is going to make for some overpowered weapons later on in the game. But I am having a blast. I did forget how hilarious and how good it was. I hated Borderlands 1. I hate everything Gearbox do because I think they make very shit games. It's kind of like DICE. They're overrated as fuck for making very poor games, in my opinion. But I love Borderlands 2. Great game. So go. Oh, be warned, though. I don't know, because it's taking forever to install. I believe that the pre-sequel, it doesn't say it on the back, but the pre-sequel is a download. It doesn't come on the disc that I'm aware of, because it's like it's been installing since I bought it this morning, and it's still on like 67%. The pre-sequel thing. So be warned. But yes. So anyway, moving on to the point of this video is replayability in games, and does it make a difference? I personally tend not to replay games. And it's odd, because I don't know why, because my brain's like, no, you've already done it. But, you know, I'll listen to the same song 1,000 times on repeat. I'll watch the Blues Brothers every week if I want to. So why is it different with video games? And I think I know why, for me. Which is odd, because I always tend to like games more the second time through, which is weird. I don't understand why. But I think I know why I don't like replaying games. And the fact is, especially if it's a sequel or a threequel, and in Mass Effect, and especially Batman, are great examples of this. Say you've played Batman Arkham Asylum and you've played Arkham City. And you're like, oh yeah, I haven't played Arkham Asylum in 2 years, so you put Arkham Asylum in, and it's terrible. For some reason, the controls feel weird. They don't feel like Arkham City, because that's the newest one in your head. You don't have half the gadgets and half the shit. I mean, a better example is Mass Effect. Mass Effect 1 is fucking terrible. I love Mass Effect more than anyone on the planet. Mass Effect 1 is disgusting. It was amazing when it came out, and it was amazing, but then Mass Effect 2 came out and was like, Mass Effect 2 is easily one of the greatest games of all time. And you try going from like Mass Effect 3 to Mass Effect 2 to Mass Effect 1, and your brain just goes, yeah, fuck this. Grand Theft Auto is another example. Those games are unreplayable, unreplayable, and I will tell you why. Fucking Grand Theft Auto 4, I think, is. Grand Theft Auto 5 you can kind of get away with, but Grand Theft Auto 5, you were still learning shit 12 hours into the game at the second island. It took so long to get anywhere. I thought the levels were bullshit. I don't like Grand Theft Auto 4 that much, if I'm to be perfectly honest. But I'm interested to know if you guys replay games. I mean, obviously there are those games like Call of Duty and Battlefield that you play in the multiplayer. I'm not going to count that. But games like Diablo or World of Warcraft, or I'm trying really hard not to say it because I want to go and play Fallout, but Fallout is a great example. That replaying is wicked awesome because you can always just do different shit. Same with The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us, like games where you can have a different impact, a different ending. Those are great to replay. I replay those. But when it comes to like Sleeping Dogs, ironically, I own it twice, so I have replayed it. That was a bad example. But Rise, Shadow of Mordor, I'm never going to replay again. You know, man, I haven't got that many games. Wolfenstein, I'm never going to play again. Sunset Overdrive, I didn't even finish. And that's another topic. I always used to finish games. It was kind of like my, you know, I've paid this money, or I've got the game, I'm going to finish it. And honestly, if we're looking at the shelf, we'll go across. I know you guys don't care. Infamous, I finished. We'll start at the PlayStation ones. Killzone, I literally played because I got it free with the console. And I tried to talk the dude in JB Hi-Fi to give me something else, but sorry, it's part of the bundle. I did manage to get in Thief instead of Call of Duty, because I already had Call of Duty. I didn't want another copy of Ghosts. He did let me get away with that, but he wouldn't let me get away with not having Killzone. Sony must be shoving their first-party exclusive down everyone's throat at that point in time. Killzone Shadowfall. Played 10 minutes of the first level and went, yeah, this is not for me. Never went back to it. The Last of Us, I beat on PlayStation 3. On PlayStation 4, gave up halfway through. Murdered Soul Suspect, I finished. The Amazing Spider-Man, shit. The first one was mediocre. It was like so good. It was so bad it was good, but this one was just terrible. Thief, played 10 minutes. And this is not exaggerating. Like, for some reason, my old brain, I don't know if it's just me, and we're totally going off the thing of replayability. So let me know if you love games that are replayable or you play games that are replayable. Onto the new subject of finishing games. I used to finish the game even if it was terrible. But now my attention span, and I don't know if I just don't dedicate enough of my time to actually playing video games anymore. It's like if it's not good in the first hour, I'm not interested. And it's a complete waste of time and money, but shit happens. So let me know what you think. But when I say 10 minutes, I'm not exaggerating. If I'm not into it within the first 10 to 20 minutes, you can probably forget about it. Sunset Overdrive is a little bit of a different example. We'll get into that example in a minute. Watch Dogs, I finished. See, I'm very inconsistent, aren't I? Because that was a bad game. Assassin's Creed Unity, I put maybe 2 hours into, and I'm like, yeah, this is not for me. There are those certain games, Battlefield's a great example, when in my brain it's like, it'll get better, it'll get better. I think in a previous life I must have been a victim of like domestic violence, because it'll change, it'll get better. That was a terrible joke. You know, that kind of attitude. So that was definitely Watch Dogs, and that's definitely Assassin's Creed, but I'm done with Assassin's Creed, because I hated Black Flag. Unity was a fucking piece of shit. I mean, both gameplay-wise and just technical, it looked like shit, it played like shit. Hardline I beat twice. Now we're getting really inconsistent, aren't we? But the multiplayer I've touched for like maybe half an hour. Dragon Age Inquisition I flogged, because I love Dragon Age. Dead Rising, didn't finish, got really bored. And that kind of falls into the category that Sunset Overdrive is going to fall into. So, Destiny, finished. Played that co-op with my good friend Tanner. Don't know why, because that was a horrible piece of shit as well. Diablo, I'm going to say that you can't really complete Diablo, but I pumped so many hours into it. I did beat the final boss at the end, but you can still keep playing. I love Diablo. The Evil Within, 20 minutes. Wasn't interested. The black bars ruined it, and the fucking, like, the combat and the walking around was just so criminally Japanese. And I'm not a big fan of, like, Japanese games from the 80s and the 90s and the early thousands were amazing, because the Americans and the Canadians and the Europeans were still trying to figure it out. And then Japan decided that they weren't going to move into the millennium, and they've been making shit games ever since. I'm not a big fan. There are some exceptions. I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off with that statement, but my God, I'm not a big fan of Japanese games anymore. FIFA, they don't count. Disney Infinity, don't ask, it was on sale. NBA, don't count. Plants vs. Zombies, why the fuck do I own that? Rise, never beat, played maybe 3 hours. Again, that'll fall into another example. Which is kind of going to link into my replayability rant. Shadow of Mordor, destroyed it. That game was amazing. Sleeping Dogs, I did rebeat, but I didn't do any of the side stuff. I just smashed through a single player. Sniper Elite 3, I beat. Sunset Overdrive, we'll get into a minute. Titanfall. That's online only, isn't it? So no, I didn't beat that. Wolfenstein, I beat once, and Zoo Tycoon, I kind of gave up. So my issue with Dead Rising, Rise, and the Sunset Overdrive is that it was the same thing from start to end. I mean, Dead Rising was kill zombies. I prefer the Dead Rising approach of thousands of zombies as opposed to like Valve's approach with a couple of zombies moving really fast. I'm not a big fan of that approach. But kill zombies. And then that undertone of like, oh, humans are the real... Blah, blah, blah. And then Rise. Quick time event bullshit. I don't mind quick time events. I don't mind killing zombies. But for fuck's sake, put something in between them. Oh, we've got a vehicle section. No. Not good enough. Oh, you can shoot a catapult by going fire catapults. And then you're sitting on the lounge like a dickhead going, fire catapults. Oh, I'll just push the fucking button. And Sunset Overdrive was really fun and really immersive and really quirky and really great for an hour, and then you burn out because where can you go from there? You get the next best retarded fucking weird weapon that shoots, you know, I was going to say a rainbow out of a unicorn's ass, but that's Saints Row gimmick. Oh, actually, no, it's Red Faction. So where do you go from that? And that's what, ironically, I don't like about replayability in games. Like Batman is a great example. Oh, there's that thing that I can destroy with my bat gel or whatever it is, and you haven't got it yet because you have to fucking play 6 hours into the game to get all the cool shit. So it's a weird mix of not being able to finish games because I get bored because they're not introducing anything new or they're not doing anything new, and the fact that for some reason my mind gets halfway through a game and goes, well, this is shit. And the replayability of games being boring because give me the shit up front. That's why I think New Game Plus works great. I think they did add that in the new Batman Arkham City. It's probably in Arkham Asylum too, but you understand what I mean. Like, some games don't have that option. So yeah, that's it. Tell me if you like replaying games, and tell me if this generation particularly, because I destroyed all my games last generation. Like, I would beat them start to finish. Very rarely did I not finish a game, but this generation, honestly, there are probably more there that I haven't beaten than I have, and I do not understand why. So let me know what you think. Until next time, rate, comment, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Au revoir.